Hey there. Welcome to Sisters Sound Off. I'm Elle.
And I'm Carrie.
We're so happy to have you here. So it has been a rough year as for the US of A.
A rough couple months.
Yes. And I know we've talked privately about feeling a lot of feelings, vulnerable and upset and a little powerless. And I heard you've been doing some things. I was just curious what kind of things you've been doing to empower yourself.
Right. So, yes, I have been, a little upset about just how things are going and, people not having their rights and just generally people kind of, I guess, not looking out for each other, not being kind to each other, sort of on a, big, national scale. But I've been feeling so, I guess, heartbroken and also just, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I got to do something. And, I'm not all that political, but I really do hate I hate the hate.
Right.
I hate the hate that's out there.
Yes.
And so, I don't know, one day I just was like, and also I feel like my voice has been silenced by my own doing because, where we live, there's a lot of outspokenness about, some political parties versus others. And it's hard to talk sometimes because you don't know where everybody is. And also most people are not on the same side as I am. I think most people can decode what I'm talking about here now. But what I decided to do was just the little things. And it is just basically calling out bad behavior in a fairly nice, hopefully kind of neutral way. And I just feel like people have been so emboldened to treat other people badly. And I get some people are having a bad day sometimes and other things you never know what's going on in a person's life. But we should all try to treat each other with respect and also just social norms. And people are not following the social norms like they used to. So I made this decision, and then funny enough, things really just keep popping up. Weirdly, mostly at Costco. I do go to Costco a little bit more than the average person, usually once a week. But most of these incidents are happening at Costco. And so I'll tell you about the incidents and then also just like what I'm telling my family. But so one of the incidents was I was walking out, had my cart, and was walking already in front of the cars, and there was a space, and someone was obviously waiting kind of for me to pass by that space so they could pull in. But another car came from the other direction, almost hit me, swooped in and took that spot. I think maybe that car might have been waiting on another car that had been in front of me as well. So it wasn't just me, but that lady was like, she was obviously waiting there. She had her blinker on. She'd been sitting there, for as long as I could see her. And she was sort of like, she rolled her window down. She was sort of like, I've been there, but they weren't listening or anything. And so I just stopped and I went over and I knocked on their window and I go, that lady was waiting for the spot. And they just looked at me. They didn't say anything. And I was like, okay. And so I just walked off. I'm not going to do anything, right? But I wanted them to know that I see you too. You didn't just, do this in front of this other lady. And maybe two people call, and then I did see after I passed, she went up, she said, thank you. That's so nice of you.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, they're not listening, but sure. And she got out of her car and she went and knocked on their window too. Obviously they didn't move. You can't make someone move. But I mean, at least two people called out their bad behavior, And then another time I was in the return line and the lady next to me was trying to make a return. I did have quite a bit, which I guess kind of was holding up the line because they didn't have two people at the same time, but it wasn't my fault. They were taking, I was ready. I had everything laid out. They had to call a manager. And so they were taking the longer time. It wasn't my fault, but this lady, she wasn't on the account, I guess her husband's account. And so they looked it up and they're like, I'm sorry, we can't return it. And she was like, well, what do I do? And they're like, well, he's going to have to go into the account. He's going to have to like change it and add you. And she goes, okay, well, just a minute. And so she started doing it and they're like, well, can you just step aside so we can get someone else? And she goes, no, just take me a minute. And she was like doing it. And I was like, she's texting her husband, who then needs to go into the account to change it. And then maybe then she could do it. And so the lady kind of like, who asked her to move. She kind of walked away for a second, and then I think she was still away, but my lady was still helping me. And I looked over at her and I go, that's probably going to take a while, huh? And she goes, what? I go, well, your husband has to go. You're texting your husband to change it. It's going to take a minute. And she goes, why do you care? And I go, well, there's a long line. And then, so she just got quiet. And then she's still sitting there. And then the lady came back again. And then she asked her to move again. And finally she did. And she was bad mouthing me as she walked behind me. I don't know what she was saying about how long my returns were taking, which they were. It was valid. I mean, but it wasn't my fault.
We weren't just waiting on some other entity not in the store to complete some task that did not require you to wait there. I mean, you were actively...
Yes, she was holding up the line on purpose just to be like that.
So entitled. Well, I want the spot, and you all just have to wait on me. She
probably waited in a little bit of... I mean, I waited in line too before they were behind me. There was a line in front of me as well. We all wait in line.
Sure.
But yeah, so...
I'm so proud of you. I think that's great. I think it's okay for us to make other people a little uncomfortable and shine a light on the behavior that is unacceptable socially and just politeness.
The lady helping me was funny too. She was like, girl, she was wearing a mask. So I couldn't see her face that well, but she was like, girl. I go, I know y'all can't say anything like that, but I said, that wasn't right. She needed to move. And then when we finally finished and I walked up, she goes, you be good now, girl. And I was like, I can't help myself.
Oh yeah, she liked it.
Yeah, she did. Well, because it was taking up for them in a way too, because they were trying to do their job.
Their hands are more tied when you work at the place. You have to have the customer service.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think this is a really good thing. I think this is a mindset that not only you are taking. I think this is rolling underneath a lot of this behavioral problems, people feeling emboldened to treat people in unacceptable ways. Like, we are all human beings. We should all have these social norms of what's acceptable to treat people, you know? And it could go further into, you'll see videos of, like men screaming in women's faces and nobody doing anything. And we're stepping up.
Women are usually the ones who do that in those cases as well.
Right. Right. Well, because we know what it feels like, and I don't know.
Other people just don't want to get involved, and I'm like, no. Sometimes you need to.
It's getting to a point where you can't just be polite and stand aside when someone's doing something that is not appropriate in a very negative way towards other people. And together we're strong. I think there's more good people.
I think so too. And we've it feels like we've silenced our own voices. We've been like, oh, I don't want to get involved, or I don't want to. Sometimes it's safety too. Johnny's like, you need to be careful sometimes, the way you step in. I go, I'm aware of that, and I guess if something should happen, I'm aware that it could, and I've made that choice. I think if I ever saw, a child or a woman being attacked or something going on, I'm practicing that, but I think I will say something, even if it is to the detriment of my safety. But I can't sit by anymore. So
well, it's going to encourage others to stand up too. I mean, you saying things, and especially the lady in the parking lot, she'll remember that. It encouraged her to speak up too.
That's right.
And this is going to keep happening. And so if you're the first person to have courage to speak up, which kudos to you, it's going to encourage others to stand up too. It's easier to be the second person to stand behind you and say, yes, I agree. Yeah. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is hard to be the first one. But yeah, you're right. Maybe it will help other people do the same.
Gave me goosebumps. I think that's...
Well, and then I jokingly, I've been telling my kids some of these stories, and, I just sort of jokingly started saying, well, I'm like Batman. I go out and fight the bad guys. And so they're like, are you doing your Batman thing? I'm like, well, I shouldn't have said that part, but
Doing my Batman thing. It's
Yeah.
a good code, actually.
Well,
like,
yeah,
for-
because it helps me to just remember to and to pay attention, and I don't know, it has made me feel a little bit better. Like I have a little bit of power now. Like I'm doing a little bit of good.
Yes.
Hopefully, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really proud of you. I've had these same thoughts. I have not put them into practice, but the thoughts are there that I will stand up if I see someone in a situation and I can say something even to my own detriment. I feel like I will say something, and this will definitely give me the courage to remember the Batman thing.
I'm Batman.
We're all Batman.
Yeah, we can all be Batman. We can all help each other. And the more people do this, I think the bad behavior will stop or slow down at least, right? It's never going to stop. But, you know, if some people know they're going to get called out, they won't do it as often.
I agree. Yeah.
So
yeah, that person in that car might think twice, having to even just deal with two people coming to tap on your window and make you feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Should feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you know what you did was wrong. And
That's
we all
right.
saw it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. No.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, thanks so much for joining us again today. I hope we see you next time. Bye.
Bye.